Hello and welcome back to the adventures of Captain Proton in space, and we are going to be doing a bit more of Apollo 11 VR. We're about halfway through. If you're interested in space, check out the first episode, because there's actually a lot of space involved, remarkably enough. We're about halfway through, I believe. We're just about to land, so I'm going to be playing this part. It's actually quite difficult. We're going to slow down from our whatever delta V we've got remaining. We're going to burn that off and hopefully come to a standstill, and then come down very gently and land. But it looks like we actually have to look for the landing place. There's like that classic marker there for, you know, a location, which is a bit interesting. If we have to stop and land in a specific spot, I may struggle. Kepler! Oh my god! Of course, Kepler. I know Kepler. That's the Kepler probe and the Kepler space program, which is obviously KSP. 4 days, 6 hours, and in desperate need of a wee later. Oh, so this is the lander. Ah, so that's what I meant. So they spin it round and then you transfer the crew. And obviously, I'm guessing you're... Am I Buzz Aldrin or am I Neil Armstrong? I'm not sure, but either way. I'm proud to be here. It's nice to be able to stand up. Oh, I don't get a body for this bit? I suppose I actually get to look around. Why give you a body? It would only get in the way. 0G! Woo! Oh, look, there we're going. Pizza Hut. It's down there. Oh, shit, I'm driving. I don't think you mentioned that I'm driving. Okay. 3,000 feet. Master alarm. Is that bad? Beep, 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 beep. Okay, I should start burning, shouldn't I? We'll start slowing ourselves down. Are there any dials I could go by, sir? Some sort of trajectory, perhaps? How fast we're going? The exact angle of descent? A lot of switches and... nothing I could use. We need to just drift along at the moment, really. That's basically all we need to do. Got quite a way to go, so I just need to stop us from hitting the floor. It isn't too difficult at the moment, really. I just have to keep tapping X, keeping us in the air. Because where the moon has such low gravity around it, we're kind of lucky in the fact that we'll be able to just... You sort of skim, if that makes sense. You just jet away from the ground every now and then, and you can keep your orbit very, very low to the moon's surface. Like this, you know, you can just drift along. Really quite low down. Can I not tilt left and right? Okay, there we go, because we need to go this way a little bit. We're off slightly. 60 seconds? I don't think we are 60 seconds away, are we? I don't think so. We're moving a bit quicker than that. You might be taking us in at that speed, but Duquesne the Wizard has different ideas of how we shall arrive. In a blaze of glory. You look concerned. It's amazing, though. And of course, we have to land with the sun behind us, or we'd all be blind from the sun glare. Such a tiny, tiny space. It's amazing. Alright, we need to tilt back a bit, because we're going to burn. We need to slow down, and to do that, we need to turn 90 degrees. Burn in our exact reverse of where we are. We are going to die. We died. Right, okay, don't need to talk back that far then. AC bus. AC bus B. RCS. Ah, that's cool. See, I do recognise some of these different things. It'd be better if I had move controls and I could operate all of the buttons and switches, and it could teach you... Oh, that master alarm. There we go. Oh, you press that, do you? You should have just told me that you were going to turn it off, and I wouldn't have had to worry so much about what angle we're at. 27 degrees. Well, I'm trying to aim for that. I think we're at about... It's hard to say. It depends on how tall you are. If I'm very tall, which I kind of am, then it's like 10 degrees. If I lower myself down, it's like 30 degrees. How do you know? How am I supposed to guess? Oh, shit. I've lost track of it again. God, it's tense. Going from, you know, the speeds that they're doing in, I mean, when you leave Earth's orbit, for instance, and then you get into orbit, you know, you're doing 20, 30,000 meters per second, and then you break off and come into orbit of the moon, and then you've got to slow down bit by bit to this. I mean, it's incredible. It's amazing that it's even possible. That it is even possible. The maths is insane. Just the sheer numbers and how complex it must be. Need to tilt forwards a little bit as well, because we've got a long way to go. Look, I'm flying. Turn off that bloody beeping. There's no need for it. I'm in control. I just want to be there faster. We'll just burn this way. Worst thing comes to it, we just regain orbit and we try again later. There we go. Now we can bring ourselves in here, and that to me genuinely looks better. God, that rocket is terrifying. It's so loud and bassy. Listen. It's such a hollow sound where you can only hear it inside the shuttle. Terrifying. We want to try and keep this about level, like that. Trying to line up these drawings on the glass with the moon's horizon. Well, it's very peaceful. If not a bit... Can I stick my head out the window? I can! Damn! I mean, you shouldn't be able to do that. Most games are against that. They stop you, because they're clever, and they make it black screen, which is quite sensible, really. A lot of games should do that more. They should black screen on you so that you don't have to worry about it, and if you stick your head through something you're not supposed to, you don't lose the immersion. Because I find in a lot of games that I lose my immersion when I can stick my head through the window. Sort of Wipeout did a good job of bringing in the update that stops that. So if you stick your head through the glass in Wipeout, it just goes black now. Resident Evil 7 did the same. It just blacked out. See, this is how we do it. This is how you get speed going. Now we're moving. Don't know if that was really very safe. I don't think this is how they really do it. We are really moving. We are hurtling forwards. Coming to a stop might be a bit tricky. In fact, let's begin that job now, shall we? Slow down, because the landing site's below us. Okay, we're basically at a standstill. I can see smoke. See the drift of us basically making contact. God. To think that no one's ever been here. Well, obviously they have now, but to think that when these guys did it, you know, it was just no one had ever been here before. They were the first people ever. It's actually pretty overwhelming in VR. This is a real experience. This is actually something incredible to do. Oh, shit! Was that my fault? I didn't mean to do that. The Eagle has landed. I repeat, the Eagle has landed. Can we get out? I mean, can one of us get out? Do you want to get out first and then take some pictures of me getting out, and then I can say something really important that'll go down in history? July 21st, 1969. Oh, come on. Oh, wow. Just... Oh, there it is. It's Earth. From space. That's amazing. That's... Oh, it's so small. Everything that's ever been was there. Everything that's ever happened. It's just amazing. Like powdered charcoal. Sort of sand. Well, I suppose, yeah, it is kind of like... It's kind of like ash. If you've ever seen like a photo of the footprint. Because they've taken pictures of the landing site and things long since. I mean, there's plenty of pictures of the landing site from satellites and other orbiters that we've sent around the moon since. And it does look basically like they've stepped in an ashtray. It's got that kind of texture and quality of compressed ash. The gravity is less, yes. I mean, you're not the best CGI man in the world, but everything else looks incredible. I'm just lost for words. I really am. I mean, him talking about footprints and then not leaving any, but... Ooh, we get to walk around on the surface properly. Oh, that's amazing. Go for it. Warning, jumping, smoothly moving around you. The left foot may be uncomfortable. Use caution. Don't care. I'm going to be moving. That's incredible. I don't care about putting things... Well, it's like a game now. I actually have to do things? What is it? Yes, they are. No, this is true. I'm going to have to stop it because there's going to be loads of talking. And if you really want to know about all the individual things, you'll have to come and play this yourself. But she's explaining on that one how this is a set of mirrors that we have set up at the landing site so that from Earth up there, we can shine a laser and it hits this panel directly and bounces back. And we are able to check on it and see how it's doing and just record where it is. And we get quite a lot of data from that about the orbit and loads of different stuff. That's very, very cool. Yes, the internal structure of the moon. This was that drill that they dropped, and basically all this does is it's a seismic activity monitor for the moon, because we were very curious at the time to whether or not the moon had a liquid center, if it was warmer under the ground, if it was like Earth and it had any tectonic movement. We now know that it does have a small amount of underground movement, but again, things for later, things for a science buff to talk about without me bogging it all down. Jump! Woo! That's amazing. It is incredible. I mean, he needs his visor on, which I think he does have. He's got his sort of gold visor over his face, which protects you from the staring straight at the sun like this, because I would be blind right now. I'm going for a run. See you later, guys. I'm off. I've seen the film. I've got some stones to have a look at in the shadows. You gonna get up and move around? You gonna kill me? No? Just regular rocks, not space rocks. Well, that's not... I want freaky space rocks. They're really dangerous. That sun is actually blinding, though. I'm trapped. Help me. I'm stuck in a crater. Help! Neil! Neil, come save me! Just amazing, though. It is amazing. Anyone who's got a VR headset, you really need to have a go at this experience just for the sake of having a go at it. I mean, I do have to say, like, the idea that the Earth is flat upsets me. I have to bring it up because it's just come to mind, and it's like while I'm here and I'm looking up, it's like, good lord, like, even if in theory everyone else was wrong and the world was flat, like, the amount of math and numbers and science involved in this, you'd need hundreds of thousands of people to stay quiet. And they'd all need to be wrong on the same bits of math that anyone can check, like you or I or anyone with a calculator and enough time could go and double check all the math that's needed to do all of this, and you'd find that it's all correct. And if any of it wasn't correct, someone would have spotted by now and gone, that would never have gotten you to the moon, or these bits of math don't add up. But they do add up. And they add up because it works, and it happened, and it's true, and it's incredible. It's such a feat of human civilization. To deny that we ever did it is like denying history. It's taking away from what our accomplishments have been. It's just amazing. Let's put some flags down. Oh, it's not a flag. What is that? Is that like a test sheet? Oh, is that what that was? I never knew that we put one of these on the moon. So basically the sun has, if anyone's ever heard of solar wind, basically it's the magnetic field kicked out by the sun, and you get these solar charges, and they pass through the universe, and you get, well, not the universe, but the local area to each sun is cosmically full of solar winds. And the solar wind is really interesting because for a long time scientists were debating whether or not it existed or whether it was possible. And by putting these little sensors on the moon, or this tiny photonic lens that acts as a sort of, it's a bit like a solar panel really, it picks up the solar wind particles as they pass through it, and we were able to measure the different fluctuations in that from the moon. And it was incredible, really. I bet they're still using that research today. But we're about to send a probe to the sun. I think it left. I don't know if it's already gone a few weeks ago, a few months ago, or if it's due to go next year. But that is a probe meant to look at the sun's solar rays and the fact that the sun kicks out lots of solar wind. And we're very curious. So there's a probe heading to that as we speak, I believe. And the flag, which did not look like this now, that's for sure. What's it got to say about the flag? The LFA was a kit containing a flag of the United States. Yes, thank you. I don't need that explained to me. I mean, it's not moving here, which I suppose it wouldn't. But, I mean, it would be wobbling around when it was put there. Take the President's call. Okay. Hello, President. This is Duquesne the Wizard. You're good to go. No, I'm speaking to the President. I'm not Neil or Buzz. He doesn't even know my name. Yeah, I never really thought about this, but that's coming from there. There's millions and millions and millions of people there. Billions. Every Facebook user is there on that ball. Makes everything else look very unsociable. Makes Mars and the Moon look positively in the Dark Ages. And they're tweeting nobody. Just stones. Is that where we are? The Sea of Tranquility? Is that where they landed? I feel bad that I didn't know that by heart. Because I know most of the parts of the moon. I could draw you a map of the moon fairly well if you asked me to, but I wouldn't have been able to tell you exactly where the landing happened because I wasn't 100% sure. But we're in the Sea of Tranquility. That's pretty awesome all by itself. Off to do something extraordinary so they make a film about me separately. Sorry. I have to find something special while I'm here. Oh, I should have brought my golf clubs. Golf clubs would have been perfect about now. Ooh! That one's a different colour. Or it's just untextured. What's this? The moon is made of green cheese. The moon is made of green cheese, a statement referring to the fanciful belief that the moon is composed of cheese. In its original formulation as proverb and metaphor, when you're ready to leave the moon, hatch the moon. I'll hatch the module, I'm reading. There was never an actual historical popular belief that the moon is made of green cheese. It was typically used as an example, meaning that was clear and commonly understood in the 1630s. Oh, the Wallace and Gromit! Ha! To immerse yourself in this concept a bit further, watching Wallace and Gromit's A Grand Day Out is highly recommended. Smiley face. Well, I've got to appreciate these guys for having a joke, having a laugh. So, there are craters on the moon, and they reveal under the surface, and some of them are slightly greener. But, yes, there is no historical belief that they thought the moon was made of cheese. I'm almost annoyed that there isn't the robot from A Grand Day Out here. Skiing over the horizon somewhere. Now I want to go look and see if I can find one. Well, I've gone for a bit of a wander, haven't I? I mean, I don't know how much farther I can wander. I can teleport like this to get some speed out. Let's see, let's have a look around and see if there's anything around the edge. Okay, there is an edge. No way, is that the monolith? Hello! It's the monolith. I mean, it doesn't look quite right when it's got things written on it. Oh, it's got things on both sides. I mean, yay to all the backers. You're all getting a bit of extra time because you've managed to wiggle your way into my channel. Ah, oh, they're pictures of CGIing everybody in. Oh, that's awesome. Wow, that's really cool though, just all by itself. But yes, obviously, lol, the monolith from Space Odyssey 2001, something I reference quite often on this channel. Is that an Audi? Why? What is it with Audi and sponsoring VR things? They're everywhere. I mean, I'm not going to get annoyed with them. Well done, Audi, for being involved, but good God. If there's anything to convince you that we didn't really come here, it is the fact that I don't think this was here on the moon. What is it? Some sort of force field? Bzzah! What's going on? Let's get back to Earth. Well, I think I've been all the way around the edge. I'm pretty sure I've checked for anything of interest that might be here. I found all of the things. You know, they found some pictures of this quite recently. I saw it on telly the other day, and they were talking about what colour this is now, and it's basically just grey. If you can think about something that's been in the sun for like a few weeks or a few years in the garden, it gets bleached. This has had no protection. Not just has it been bleached, but the solar wind, radiation, cosmic rays, all of it. It might not even be here at all now. It's probably dust. But, you know, it's like, it did well. It did well. Leave the surface. Yes, please. Let's go back to Earth. Decay the Wizard feels a bit lonely and cold in space. Wait. Don't I want to be on board that? What about me? Buzz? I didn't really mean to say that you were silly. I'm sure it was all very serious at the time. No, don't move me further away. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. Please take me with you. 2, 1... Because we leave some of it behind, because it's too heavy, and that had all the fuel in it to land. But that part is all that goes back. Just that and the clipped part of the module that we're going to reconvene with now. And even then you leave that behind, because only the very top part of the module is the actual lander part that gets back to Earth. The little pod, the actual escape pod that we all know and love, with its parachute landing in the sea. That's all that comes back, as you all know, but it's just bizarre seeing it get smaller and smaller. Oh, 44 hours after leaving the lunar surface, at a speed of 36,000 feet per second, Apollo 11 hits Earth's atmosphere, doing 55,000 feet per second. Oh, there they go, or some of it. Is that a drone on the side? I don't think you need a drone. Is that for the GoPro footage? It's not really a drone. It's going to be some sort of radar or sensor, but... yeah, only this front bit will clip off, and that's it. It's just us in that tiny pod. I don't know if I want to be in it for the re-entry bit. That's just fire, isn't it? That's just... oh, look outside the windows. Look at all that fire. See, this is where it gets scary. Because you go, right... stuff slowing down. It's just the planet and us now. We fall until we hit the floor again. And it will get quicker. Falling in will pick up quite a bit of speed until we hit the upper atmosphere, and then we'll just burst into flame because of the friction of the oxygen alone will just be enough to ignite anything. There we go. Just a shockwave. And now we'll start very gradually picking up speed until we hit the upper troposphere, the upper atmosphere, and then we'll really start to slow down and burn that speed off. And then I expect we'll drop a parachute, I would have thought. Ah, oh no, this is a bit I didn't want. Shit, see, look, just fire. That's not a fun job. Oh, we get to take our helmets off though. That's nice. So as we're coming back to Earth, like if it all goes wrong now, a helmet isn't going to save us. That is terrifying. Look at that, just all the dials. There's no one driving now. You're just falling. Hoping for the physics to kick in and just the shape of the object that you're in is good enough to stop you from crashing and burning. Ooh, okay, there we go. Yep, just spinning, just spinning. Just how? I can't even imagine it. Like, you can't. Well done. I clap to you. I clap to you two. You revolutionised my view of space. As a whole, this experience has been quite enlightening. I knew everything about every mission, every activated button, everything I can think of that I try to find out about space exploration and physics. I love all of it, but nothing compares to just seeing it up close like this and actually going through those little recreated experiences. It's a scale. You just can't get the scale until you're really there. Doomph. There we go. And they're open, and suddenly clouds. If there are any aircraft in the area, do tell them that we're coming into land. That would be sad. Oh wow, it makes sunlight look like such a joy suddenly, having shadows and everything like this. Makes me feel like I'm home. That's really weird that I actually feel slightly pleased to be back, you know, like thank God I'm back on Earth. I actually feel quite thrilled to have seen this. Quite honoured. Well, that was fantastic. That was an absolute joy and a pleasure. I hope you all enjoyed it as well, because I've enjoyed filming it. This has been an excellent short series of just 2 episodes, just get this one covered. But if you ever want to learn anything more about space, I can only ever recommend that you go and listen to a YouTube channel called Smarter Every Day. He is called Destin, and he's just incredible. I don't know him, I don't ever speak to him, I've never reached out to him. I love his channel because he covers science and space in the best possible way, and I just recommend it. Otherwise, thank you for watching this, and thank you for watching me. We're going to move on now with our lives to something else, but I'm going to carry on, get some Skyrim recorded, try and get that up in the next few days, if it isn't up already, depending on how time works, because it's all weird when you're editing. Things I make go up after things that have already been edited, and it all gets all over the place. But thank you very much for joining me. If you've enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, leave a beautiful comment down below, and to gain the wizard, shall see you all in the next thrilling episode of whatever we come across in VR.